Hola guys, how are you? Good day to my subscribers over here on YouTube, out there at Facebook, and also on TikTok. Guys, in this episode or vlog, I'd like to discuss to you how I make estimates in grading vintage sports cards just like this Pistol Pete Maravich from my personal collection. This is a 1970 to 1971 Topps Tall Boy rookie card of Pistol Pete. Alright? Look at the disparity between the usual card and the tall boys. Alright? Kaya ako konti lang ang bihira yung lalagyan ng mga ganyang klaseng cards. Alright? But before that, I'd like to invite you to please follow me on Instagram. That would be at timduncan21_card collector. Please do follow me there, and also follow us at Facebook at Off-Centered. That would be my podcast group that interviews people in the hobby locally and abroad and internationally, people who are big players in the hobby that we all love. All right, please do follow us there, and we usually make our interviews between 9 p.m. to about 12 midnight Philippine time every Fridays. All right, please follow us there at Facebook so that you would be updated whenever we have new interviews that will happen. All right, but we do have interviews every Friday evenings. All right, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight Philippine time. All right, so let's go and discuss on how I make estimates in grading vintage cards. Let's go. Hello guys, before I proceed to my usual episode, I'd like to promote a sports betting site called 1xBet. Get 7,000 pesos as a first deposit bonus. Just register to the link and use the promo code that I have provided in the comment section down below. So ano pa hinihintay ninyo? Taya na kayo. But after that, let's go back to regular programming and watch the rest of my videos. Let's go! So here we are guys, but before I discuss to you how I grade vintage cards, I'd like to show to you the three major grading companies in grading sports cards or cards for that matter. That would be PSA, SGC, and also BGS or Beckett Grading Services. The reason ko ba't ko hinuli or pinakita kong huli yung BGS is because of the fact that BGS is the only grading company out of the big three that actually shows how you got this pristine 10 or the total grade. It has sub-grades here. In this card, in this regard, in this Duncan gold of 10, 2013-14 Prisms gold, or gold prism for that matter, ang centering niya is 10, corners 9.5, edges at 10, and the surface of 10. Alright? Bakit ko pinakikita yon? Because it will play those characteristics of the cards would play an important role in grading this Pistol Pete Maravich card. Alright? So let's start. Before anything else, before I forget, hindi lang naman ito yung grading companies that constitute the community, the grading card community or the grading companies, meron pang iba kaso wala akong samples doon. Alright, but basically ito yung pinaka top 3, the top tier in a way, itong tatlong to. So let's go and try to grade this Tall Boy Pistol Pete Maravich RC from 1970 to 1971. Alright, 1970 to 1971. Ayan ang likod, ayan ang harap. Alright, let's go. Let's start with what? Centering, kasi yan ang unang-unang talagang tinitingnan dyan. Ayan, even with Beckett. Alright, so ang nangyari dito, as you could see, malaki ang awang dito sa left portion, sa border, and also from the right portion. So left and right, that's a big disparity, and also top to bottom, meron din konting disparity, meaning it's not centered, right? But it's not that big of a deal because a lot of vintage cards are like this. That's why it's when you get a 10 of a vintage card, that would be huge. Alright? So, ang likod nito ang malala. As you could see, it's worse than that because here, you only have a space left for what? Nothing here. Almost nothing. But the space here at the right portion of this edge or corner, or well, edge, yeah, is big. And also at the top and at the bottom. Alright? So, anong gagawin ko rito? Anong estimate ko rito? That it would be a 7 or a 7.5 on centering. Alright? Wala namang masyadong malaking deductions from the 10, the perfect 10 with centering. So, I'll put in at 7.5. Alright? Centering at 7.5 based on what I see. Alright? Anong susunod natin would be what? Edges. Alright? Let's do edges. Ang edges ito masama rin. Meron din tama dyan sa harap. Para meron siyang misshaped on the left side of the card. On the right side, there's also a misshaped over here. Parang may konting pangit doon, even at the back. When I don't have the sleeve, you could actually touch it here and it is kinda edgy. Or there are parang bite marks of a rat or something, as you could see, as you could imagine na meron. Hindi naman ganun kalala. It's not that the worst vintage I've ever seen, but it's not in good shape, even at the top portion of the card. Alright, so let's do 4 major deductions out of the 10th, out of the perfect 10, 4 major deductions for the 4 edges of the card. So that would be a 6. Alright, edges of 6. Alright, and then corners. That's the third one that we should check. 4 corners is this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you could see, the corners are really in bad shape. Top and bottom. So how there are bends, there are markings on the card, and also damages on the card on the corners. That means there's a huge deduction in that. I would put it at corners of 4 based on what I see. Alright? And when I also look at cards on eBay. So para sa akin, ang corners yan 4 na lang out of 10. Perfect score is 10, corners at 4. Alright? Surface naman ang titingnan natin huli. Not last but not the least, definitely. Kasi dito, you could actually see here, there are not a lot of blemishes on the card itself, on the surface of the card, even at the back. Alright? But there's one thing that would actually really be huge in this. Alright? There is a huge crease over here at the front, which also destroys the back portion of the card. So, pag ginanon-ganon mo yan talaga, which is yung sakit talaga ng tall boys, kadalasan dito yung crease. Alright? As you could see, you could just imagine how frail this card is on my hands. Right? There are 2 creases, 1 here, and then at the back 2. And then meron din dito. This is the third one there, and the fourth one here. So there are already 4 creases as we speak. Kaso sa likod, meron din dito. Ayun. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 creases. And when it comes to creases, medyo mahigpit ang mga grading card companies when it comes to creases. So malaki ang deduction nito with creases. I would assume ang surface nito would just be at a 4 because of the creases. Kaso medyo maganda naman yung card, may konting puti here, but it's very minimal. For a vintage card, yung surface ito is pretty good except for the creases. But the creases destroyed this card heavily. Alright, so a 4. So, let's just place it back on the Tall Boy top loader and place it here. definitely it won't be a 10. Alright? So let's total everything up. Centering at 7.5, surface at 4, corners at 4, and edges at 6. So that means a total of 21.5. You divide that by 4, you'd get 5.375, and you have to round it off, and you get what? A 5. So this is a 5 in my opinion. It could go lower or not, but I think it's a 5. It could be a 4. It could be a 5. Magkano ngayon ang bentahan sa mga ganito? Medyo mataas pa rin. A PSA 2 could still fetch at $300. So a PSA 5, I would assume, would fetch about $400 to $500 for a Pistol Pete Maravich. Pwede na because I bought this for just 1,000 pesos or $20 in our currency. Imagine that. But that was, what, 10 years ago? I can't remember. I think it was 10 years ago when cards actually dipped in prices. Alright, so let's go. Hope you learned something with this, no? I'm not totally an expert in grading cards, but I do have experience when I look at cards. I'm hoping na tama yung ang aking estimate dito. For those who don't agree, you could actually comment down below if you want to. For me, it's a PSA, a SGC, or a BGS 5. Alright, so there you go. So 2 thumbs up, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the video. And please do subscribe to my channel. Alright, so you would be, and also click that notification bell so that you would be notified whenever I have new vlogs. Alright, thank you very much, and God bless. Thank you.